Yes, here we are once again. Means it's high noon on Wednesday on Facebook, the Temptations Beach Facebook page. We're here talking about hemp and CBD and Temptations and all kinds of good stuff as we do every Wednesday. I'm Joe Clare. You can Google me if you are interested and find out all the shenanigans and the tomfoolery that I'm engaged in. And high above hemp quarters in Sharonville is the man himself, Beach. Beach, how are things this week in the wide world of hemp?
Slow, not much going on. As I sit high above the Hemptations in Sharonville, honestly, and it's atypical this time of year. Of course, we just finished up with the Hemp History Week and all that, which went well. Again, celebrated all over the country at locations and educational stuff on everywhere for Hemp History Week. We try to celebrate or be a part of Hemp History Week every day, I think, at the old Hemptations Planet Everywhere or Tohi Spa Hemp World.
Absolutely.
It is what we do. They are still working on SD57 up in Columbus. And so I don't know what's going to happen with that. I haven't heard, the rumor was they were going to vote on it very quickly. Now I haven't heard when they're going to vote on it. And so we're still following that. If you're in Ohio, call your representative, email your representative something, and tell them that if they want to license all hemp manufacturing, that's a terrible idea. All the rest of it's good. Hemp farming, sets up a hemp farming through the Department of Agriculture. The rumor was, and I have not seen a revised version, and I suppose I should go to the State House website and see what if they did revise it and try to say that all hemp products would need to have a manufacturing license, and that's just, again, ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that I need a license to make a T-shirt or shampoo or anything out of hemp. To be honest with you, a special license for that. That is not a free market type of mentality. And I think that if it does happen, it will be challenged very quickly and will be deemed unconstitutional. Because if the guy can make hemp jeans or a pair of jeans out of cotton or I don't care, fiber or something in Ohio without a license, and there's zero reason why we can't make a pair of hemp jeans without a license in the state of Ohio. So we'll see how that goes. Again, it does define CBD, hemp products and all that as being legal. That's good. It does set up a Department of Agriculture hemp farming system. And so that is good. And hopefully, even if it passes with this license part of it, which is ridiculous, I think that will be the first thing or the only thing that may be challenged as to the actual constitutionality of that portion of it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Obviously, we manufacture hemp goods in Ohio. Ironically, my main seamstress, lives in Kentucky. So we might have to move that division to Kentucky because I would find it ridiculous that we would have to get a license to manufacture the hemp high flyer frisbee things that we make or the bandana or any of the hemp products that we make at Planet Everywhere. And so, once again, Ohio loses out in the long run, I think, if that's going to be. But we'll see. We'll see. On it, we're still waiting for it to be voted on and passed or not passed. I think it will be voted on and passed. And then we'll see if it does have that ridiculous clause in it. Doesn't affect the stores in any way. It may affect some of the products. And I don't think that right now, to be honest with you, I don't think we get any goods manufactured in Ohio other than the goods that we manufacture in Ohio. I feel, I'm gonna about it because I do feel bad there was a soap company, cosmetic company, body products that was being made in Ohio that I carried for a while, and we kind of lost contact, or I don't know what was going on. And so I'm trying to think right now, honestly, if anybody that's actually manufacturing hemp goods other than CBD, of course, CBD manufacturers in Ohio. And so we'll see. We'll see. I also found, I guess I'll go into this is an interesting aspect of what we do. I found this article, and in the article we have a quote from Bill Kidia, who is the co-founder of the Ohio dispensary brand Terrasana. Okay. And so I think they have 4 dispensaries in Ohio. I don't know where. But I want to read this quote from him, and it says, "As a business owner, I don't want to see CBD outside the dispensary. I think it hurts our industry because people are turning to it. It hurts our industry because people are turning to it. What in the? I don't even want to. Okay. They hear how it works, constantly take sales away from us," he said. And then he goes on to say, "But as a physician, CBD produced right now is untested, blah, blah, blah." And that's totally untrue. The CBD that we purchased is tested. I can show you COAs on most of the CBD products that we have that are tested. I think he goes on to say something about the fact that they have a high CBD, low THC flower available in their dispensary. I call BS on that one right out of the gate, honestly. I need somebody in the state of Ohio with a medical card to get into one of the Terrasana dispensaries and see if they actually do have a high CBD, 0.3% or less THC. Not 1% THC, not 0.3% THC, but 0.3% THC or less. I am on a quest, people to talk to about this. And then again, as a business owner, I don't want to see CBD outside the dispensaries. Greedy. That's all I can say about you, my friend.
I've never understood business owners who, obviously you don't want competition, but to vocally voice that, it just makes you seem like a D-bag.
I want hemp everywhere. I have always said that I wanted hemp everywhere. We will continue to do what we do for hemp and all the other products that we have. And hemp is showing up everywhere now, and especially the CBD. For him to say, again, who just announced last night, going to start selling CBD, Kroger's. And so once again, here's somebody blatantly saying that they are a greedy business owner, and this guy's a physician. Guess what? As a physician, isn't it supposed to be do no harm? You know how good this is. You admit people are turning to it. They're turning to it. That's something that people say about something because they need it. They need it, not because they want it. You don't say someone's turning to use some, again, as a phrase goes. Anyway, and so, this just backs up the greedy monopolizing. Again, coming from a guy who's selling medicine for $450 an ounce. If you own a dispensary, that's the average price of cannabis medicine in the state of Ohio. $100 to $150 over black market. And the funny thing is, again, he'd say the same thing. Well, all our cannabis is tested and all that and all that and all this and all that. And that's great and all. But again, it's just ridiculous to say that you're out there for patients when you're overcharging them for their medicine to begin with, and then saying they can't go get something that gives them relief from the store down the street without a card and going through all that hassle. Is just, again, just more proof that Ohio's medical system is the worst of, at least we have one type of mentality.
Yes.
And so I just, That's that's the voice of the board of pharmacy and the guy. And again, I need somebody to get into Terrasana, somewhere in the state of Ohio with a medical card, and purchase. I will pay for the purchase of a high CBD, 0.3% or less THC product. I just don't even. He says he got one on the shelves. I want proof of that. I would like to see that. I really would. I want to know what they carry. What form is it in? Is it a tincture? Is it a edible? Is it some vape oil? Again, I could see how, and again, I don't know why they would manipulate it, but I guess I could see how maybe they might be able to manipulate the CBD from the cannabis, but it's still considered a marijuana product. I don't care what you say, no matter what, it's still a marijuana product, especially if it comes from a dispensary. But I need to see that. I need to see this guy, because if that's true, I commend them. I commend them for investing in that. That's for sure. But it's a ridiculous set of circumstances to admit that this stuff helps his patients, and that if they can get it right down the street, probably for cheaper. Let's go there first. Almost guarantee you that penny for pound, our products are cheaper. I know when it comes to comparing our products, especially our inhaler, we do carry an inhaler, compared to the FDA approved inhaler. I guarantee you the equivalent price and use of ours is a lot cheaper, because the last time I heard is that the prescription, if you need a prescription for that inhaler, it's like $30,000 a year. And this is an inhaler that's approved for child use. So it's like child seizures or child, whatever the medicine is for, is actually approved for children in this inhaler. And again, charging an unbelievably overpriced amount of money for something that you can walk into Hemptations and get. Anyway, I just, that's why we do what we do. That's why we have what we have. And we will continue to do that as everyone else is doing it. Again, CBD is everywhere. Another part of the CBD industry winning out, and I think I mentioned last week that an interview last week that I was really excited about, because the potential of the interview was exciting. Well, as exciting as it was, I did do the interview. The interview was for a show called New Frontiers with William Shatner. Okay, they are going to do a New Frontiers of Hemp, is what they're filming. But I got to pay for it. And so it's actually a commercial. I would more or less say it's kind of an infomercial. So, as honored as I was that I was on the list of people to call, and, after talking to the producer, one of the producers, they offered me the first segment of the show. So we would have ran first. Wow. When the show ran, when the commercial ran, I should say. The amount of money to invest for this infomercial could be spent a lot more wisely. Unfortunately for us, I don't have the amount of money that they wanted. For the production cost is what it was. I had to pay for the production cost. So those dreams, and again, my point here is, chances are the New Front Hemp episode is going to be all about CBD people, the only ones that have the money. It's not going to be any of us old schoolers that, are in it for the right reasons. That are the old and the new frontiers still. It's not even going to be the guy that's making the new guy that's making hemp plastic. Green Spring Technologies they don't have the money to invest in that, and they're doing one of the greatest things out there. And I keep forgetting to mention, but Green Spring Technologies in Colorado, they are 3D printers of hemp plastic, and they also do injection some of their goods. They use all environmental products in their plastics, reused or something. It's not oil. It's a renewable resource or a recyclable resource with their plastics. But if you want to make something out of hemp plastic, you can get with them, and it's only $4.20 an hour to commission that work. Now, there may be a art fee set up with that, but I have a couple ideas of things that I want to have custom made. Now, of course, we have their products. We carry their ink pens in the store. If you look over my shoulder up there, right above the bananas, the beach, the beach placard, so to speak, that is Green Spring Technologies printed plastic, hemp plastic. My coffee mug, of course, hemp plastic, not made by them, but a company in Louisville. But if you do want to commission some hemp plastic work, get with them. I'm pretty sure you can find them online. Green Spring Technologies. I wore one of the t-shirts back, pretty sure. But anyway, that being said, my point is that most of the real new frontiers of hemp won't be able to afford to be on the new frontiers of hemp. Might be the reason, the first reason I watch Fox Business, because it's supposed to run on the Fox Business channel. Excuse me. And see, but my guess is that I can almost guess some of the big names in the CBD industry that will go ahead and jump on board if they're given an opportunity to do so. And so, I think that from what this guy was telling me, that's already what they're seeing. Is they're already seeing these new companies with a lot of money that are probably willing to do it. They're not going to see a whole lot of me. They're not going to see a whole lot of companies, because I'm not getting rich doing this. Anybody that thinks I'm getting rich doing this is completely misunderstood as to how my finances work, I suppose. Maybe I might dress the part, as you can see from one of the segments on the High Noon Hemp Show. But anyway.
So we are getting incredibly famous with the High Noon Hemp Show. So there's that.
It is. So, it's true.
Absolutely. By the way, hemptations.com, for those of you who are interested in the stores, if you're in the Southwest Ohio area, stop by. Of course, search Jedi Hemp on YouTube to find the show on there as well. Subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're on YouTube, click the little notification bell, and it tells you actually on your phone or your device when a new episode has uploaded. So take advantage of that, and you won't miss an episode. If you don't feel like watching on Facebook, which, some people don't. Some people don't like Facebook for good reasons, usually.
Yeah. YouTube is just as good.
I don't like Facebook either, but, here I am. You got to go where the people are, where the masses are.
That's right. You got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
And here we are doing it.
If I didn't have on Facebook, I would never be on there at all.
Facebook's, I don't know if they're making it easier on us, that's for sure. The last little bit of things, and I'm going to post this picture on the Hemptations Beach page and Twitter and all that too, but this is just a little chart basically that I'm looking at that compares almond milk to cow's milk to hemp milk to oat milk, soy milk. And of course, I have been an anti-cow milk person for a long time. I said for a long time that cow milk is for baby cows. I eat a little bit of cheese, don't get me wrong, but I don't drink milk. And I should be. The thing is too, I believe there's a legal battle that they're going to have to call these other drinks something else soon, because by definition, milk, the word is probably going to be taken over by the dairy industry as to a dairy product. And so if you don't have any dairy in your milk, you can't call it milk.
Wow.
Here's
some clout. Knowing the word milk.
That's right. But I see that. I think that there's something going on right now that may be coming up with that very thing. Almond milk's been around for a long time as a substitute. Um, it is the lowest in calories, very little calories in almond milk, but there's for twice the calories with hemp milk, you get 3 times the protein. If you want to double that again and just get a little bit more protein, then you got oat milk. And then if you want to double that again, get the protein, you have soy milk. When you think about soy, unless it's organic, I want to reiterate this, unless it's organic and an organic soy product, then you are consuming the Big M soy and the glyphosate chemical that they spray on the Big M soy seed that the Big M has made. And that's like 98% of the words of the world soy supply is what they call GMO, whereas they have modified the seed to take the Roundup. And that's the glyphosate that we're finding in all kinds of soy products. Interesting enough, just recently we found out that the Impossible Burger, great product, I love the idea, because it's made out of soy, tested positive for glyphosate. And so, that's going to be interesting. And I don't like the way Impossible Burger handled it, because they handled it like the Big M, whereas they went on the defensive and they said, you people that you're doing testing this and blah, blah, blah. And so, that kind of scares me, because White Castle and Burger King both are putting those on the menu. And so, yeah, you're taking the meat away, but you're giving them some cancer causing stuff. Ay. Yeah. Anyway, how about hemp burgers? They exist. There were hopefully no herbicides or pesticides to grow the grain for the hemp, and so it shouldn't be an issue. Not yet, anyway, because the Big M hasn't gotten their hands on hemp yet. But anyway, my point is this: if you enjoy a dairy alternative drink, hemp has always been a good choice, in my opinion. This chart kind of backs that up. And again, it's kind of in the middle. The soy milk is good, but again, you have to consider the source of that soy. Because again, I guess now I want all soy products to be tested for glyphosate. Come on, people.
Demand class action lawsuits and stuff involved.
Yeah, right now, man. Yeah. And again, and so you can prove that some soy product, because you're a vegan and you eat some soy product every day, and all of a sudden that's got glyphosate in it. You need to be talking to the Big M and taking some of their money. More people take their money, the less likely they can exist, and we can go back to farming the way I should say this, we can go back to genetically modifying things the old-fashioned way. And that's over time, crop at a crop, plant by plant sometimes, So anyway, like I said, I'll post that little milk chart, that milk substitute chart, I should say, to the website or to the Facebook page and whatnot, so you guys can check that out too. All right, moving on to the old product spotlight. Speaking of products, I like to say 4 from the store, 1 from my door. We're over 100 brands and whatnot. So now I'm just kind of picking stuff off the shelf, taking a picture of it and telling you how much it is. And so the first product this week is our, and we just got this fresh batch of these Cannabomb soaking salts. This is the lavender kush. This is the most popular one. Obviously, lavender is a calming agent, as we know, and so I am sure that helps with the CBD. If you want to go take a nice calming, soothing bath, those bags run $15.37. The Satori Smoking Man tea. Now, I have a hoodie with this, and probably 15 years ago, I got this hoodie from Satori, and I love this design. It's one of my all-time favorite Satori designs. And of course, Satori's been around for a long time. These run $32 in the store. That's a good thing to come in and get when we have a sale. I suppose I know that the hemp clothing can be expensive, but it's well made and will last for a long time. Will last. That's the key to the hemp stuff too. It's not a cotton t-shirt it's going to wear after you've worn it not too many times and washed it and those type of things. Blah blah blah. But that's why the hemp fiber, and again, these prices are coming down as we see a little more, but it's slower because of the fiber. Fiber is not going to come down in price too quickly, but demand drives that. The next being a fiber product are the Hemp Mania bags. Again, a product we've been carrying for a while. This is kind of the little mini briefcase duffel. It's got the full pouch to close, lots of little pockets in the front and inside for your stuff. These run $64. Again, this is if you need a bag and you're going to carry it every day for a while, then these are nice little bags too. I carry the same hemp bag. I've been carrying this particular bag every day for at least 3 or 4 years, and it's not a Hemp Mania bag. I did carry a Hemp Mania bag way back in the day for a long time. And most of the time I don't wear the bags, like the straps or the stitching or something like that goes bad on the fabric and whatnot doesn't go bad. And of course, Hemp Mania stuff, I believe almost all the Hemp Mania stuff is 100% hemp. So it's not a blend. This stuff is going to be strong and last a long time. And then the last one, another old school product, but another product that I use on a semi-regular basis as well is the Earthly Body Lotion. I picked the Nag Champa flavor because although Nag Champa is kind of back out again, it was a very popular scent, like 5 years ago or so. It's kind of waned. I guess the smell of hippies, not to make and again, I'm not judging anyone, but we all know that Nag Champa is somehow associated with the hippie movement. And so I think it's not as strong as it was just a little while ago, but it'll be back. It'll be back. Don't worry, folks. The hippies are always around. Anyway, and they love their Nag Champa. And good for them, and we love them for that. Trust me. We hippies are good customers to us. That is for sure. And the last thing, and sometimes I forget about hemp stuff that I have that is literally right in front of me every day. And I'm kind of struggling with the one from my door these days. I'm up to 40 different items from my personal collection of hemp goods. But this chair sits in front of me. Everybody that has ever had a meeting with me sits in this chair.
Indeed.
I've never you've sat in that chair.
Many times, yes.
And so if you've ever had a meeting with me at the Sharonville location, then you have sat in that chair. And of course that's a hemp, really cool, different hemp print of fabric that I picked up years ago. And then the piece on the back I just kind of have tucked in there real nice for a little bit of padding. But that's again a hemp product. We redid the pad we redid the chair, and I think the Planet Everywhere did that for me as well. And so we used the chair because I think the pad was bad, and made it a hemp product or a hemp something in my life, so to speak. And so there you have it, folks. 4 from the store. The one from my door is literally sits across from me every day that I'm in my office.
Indeed.
And now,
that, of course, leads us to the best, simply the best. Really, probably the only reason that many people, we were talking about, trying to avoid Facebook earlier. It's probably the only reason a lot of people come to Facebook all these days.
No one's
is
gonna
to
let
see
you down.
The beachwear segment, where we ask the most pressing question, really that anyone asks all day within your hearing or anyone's hearing: what are you wearing beach?
That's right, folks. If you woke up this morning and you said to yourself, "What are you wearing, Beach?" Now you're going to know.
Bam.
Today, there it is. I'm looking a little yellow today, I suppose, with the bee hat. That's a grassroots part of their beeline line of hats. Probably, I want to say about 5 years ago, they put the beeline line out, so to speak. That is a Young Maven t-shirt. And remind me to tell you the big story about Young Maven after I'm done with this. I think everybody out there is going to be excited. Got a pair of I shorts, cargo shorts. Satori gets props for both my briefs and my no-show socks. Both of those are Satori movement. And then a pair of Nikes that you can see if you really want to zoom in closely on the picture at some point. I like to wear a lot because they are worn out. Again, I've had these Nikes for at least 5-6 years. And wear them probably a little more than the average shoe that I have on the shelf, probably because I have a brand new pair in a box still, because that's how I do it sometimes. But partly because honestly, they're just comfortable and they're very light and nice. And so that's my Nike shoes. And so if you woke up this morning, you said, "What are you wearing, Beach?" Now you know. Of course, the pen in my pocket is a hemp pen, as I said, if you noticed that, folks. And going back to the Young Maven, this is kind of news, I suppose. So this kind of segues right into our national and international hemp news and events part of the show. There is a picture just started floating around Facebook yesterday, but excuse me, it's a picture from Esquire magazine with none other than Leonardo DiCaprio sporting a Young Maven t-shirt.
Wow.
It's a photo shoot with him and Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of his work, but I don't want to. And then I think, and I didn't see the picture. And so now I'm going to have to check out this full spread Esquire magazine. But I think that there was a rumor that possibly Brad Pitt or somebody else was a part of this photo shoot, also wearing a Young Maven t-shirt.
Yeah, I know
And
that
so
they have a new movie. Quentin Tarantino and Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio have a new.
okay, so that's it. All right.
out.
Well, that makes all the sense in the world. And so there are pictures floating around out there on the internet, and are going to be. I don't know if the Esquire magazine's come out yet, whatnot, with them in Young Maven hemp t-shirts. So big props to Young Maven. They've been
Absolutely.
again been around as long as we've been around, maybe a little longer, I think, doing their hemp thing. And they deserve it. They deserve it. He had this, and I think he still does it. The hemp shirt or hemp 2020, where he wanted to see a hemp shirt in everybody's closet by the year 2020. So we're close. I know I've got a lot of his t-shirts in my closet, and we probably need to do in order to get some more of his stuff. And so especially now, I think demand's going to go up. People will be like, "Hey, you got those Young Maven shirts? I saw
right.
Leonardo wearing." Anyway, big props to the hemp world for that, because that's big. It's big. I like it. I love it. Then that's really, honestly, about all I have in the news. I did see that, ironically, the states that were seizing industrial hemp, even though they've been checked by the actual law, still say they're going to seize industrial hemp. So I'm like, man. They're just going to sit on the border and watch trucks come in and think they're all full of industrial hemp. I don't, and we're going to wait for the fall and line up a bunch of cops over every truck coming through after the fall harvest. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, we'll see how that really plays out. But it is playing out in favor of the hemp, so to speak, and the drivers so far. And I don't think anybody's going to go to prison for it in either one of those states. So that's good to know. This weekend, June 15th, at the Mount Folly Farm in Winchester, Kentucky, and I I know this event is, I think, I think it is filling up and is going to be quite a bit. It's a CBD planning party from 12 to 4, and so if you have any interest in that, Industrial Hemp's coming to Ohio soon, or you're in Kentucky and you want to go plant some CBD hemp, see how it's done, get involved, hands on. I recommend that. We get products. That's Laura's chocolates and Homestead CBD stuff. That's that. I think that would be a good event to attend. And then June 16th is the Hemp Heals Music Festival. I'm sure it's in somewhere in Pennsylvania, not positive where. The only reason I know about it is because Hempsels, he's always there, and so if you're going to the Hemp Heals Music Festival, go get yourself a Hempsel pretzel, and some of the other good products that they have, and enjoy all the other hemp that is at the Hemp Heals Festival. July 1st in Lund, Sweden, through September 25th, they're going to have a exhibit called Style Hemp and Horticulture, a Universal Transformation at the Botanical Garden.
Wow.
So, if you want to plan a trip to Sweden, Lund, Sweden, specifically, I believe that would be. I would consider planning a trip to go check out just that exhibit. Sweden's not really high on my list to visit, other than to ski. To be honest with you, I love the ideologies that they have, but they're also somewhat closed-minded and some other things. Anyway, I'm not gonna start bashing the Swedes. I'm not a Swede basher.
Darn Swedes.
I do know that they embraced recycling a long time ago. They are an environmentalist country because they are so small and they're running out of room, and so they did embrace recyclables. But they don't let anybody in. Like you think a wall is a bad idea to not let immigrants in. Man, they don't let anybody into Sweden. I don't believe it's very difficult to become a citizen or anything of Sweden. Anyway, good, whatever. July 13th is the New England Hemp Symposium. July 13th and 14th is the Enro Hemp Workshop in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Again, this is being put on by the Enviro Textile people, and they know as much about hemp as anybody on the entire planet. And so if you really want to get involved with the aspects, not just I don't know how much CBD stuff they're doing. I'm sure they're doing some of that. But these, they're fiber people. And so, and again, they were around before us, and we carry their products. We use the fiber that they have. They are a supplier of Ono t-shirts, which is, again, a blended t-shirt that's been around for a while, and is very, very well made. I think, for inexpensive, I should say. It's one of the more inexpensive hemp blended t-shirts out there. And so if you're around and you're in Colorado, that's July 13th and 14th. Of course, I forget, and I didn't put it on here, we are participating in the July Independence Day parade in Northside once again. And so if you are in the Cincinnati area, this is one of the most eclectic parades that you will ever see. They celebrate independence truly, because of its eclecticism. You will see everything from your standard politicians to your Muppets coming down the street. You'll see your pride dancers, and you'll see your high school marching band. And so again, I used to take Stefan when he was young to the Northside Independence Day Parade, because I knew how, again, they embraced the true meaning of independence. And so when we put our store in Northside, I decided to get into the parade, and we usually just pull the trailer and dance down the street to somebody else's music. But it is definitely a parade. It's one of the biggest parades in Cincinnati. To be honest with you, I truly believe that, and it is without a doubt, the biggest, most eclectic parade. Again, you will see. It's amazing the things that you'll see in the North Side Parade. That should be a Dr. Seuss book if Dr. Seuss was still alive. The amazing things I saw during Independence Day Parade. And so again, that's obviously July 4th, as it is every year. Independence Day is always supposed. It's not July 4th, folks. We're not celebrating July 4th. We're celebrating Independence Day.
Yes.
And that's about it. August 2nd through 4th, you got the Miami Beach Convention. They are touting this Miami Beach Convention, August 2nd through the 4th. They are touting the largest CBD and hemp expo. Ironically, I am going to be in Jacksonville at that time for the memorial of our biggest fan, who is still our biggest Carrie. Miss you, love you. And I don't know if I'm going to whip it down to Miami. Her memorial is literally on the 3rd, and so we might whip it down there on the 4th, possibly. But they're touting that they're going to be the largest CBD and hemp expo. So if you want to go to Miami, I suppose it's as good a reason as any. We'll see, possibly. And I think that's really it. September 6th through 7th, they did just announce more or less that. They're trying to get vendors, or I think tickets are open for the 2nd annual Southern Hemp Expo, Franklin, Tennessee, that being put on by the NOCO peeps. And again, NOCO, I was out there 3 years ago, which is, got so big they had to move it to a much bigger venue. It was just incredible with hemp. Again, mostly CBD. But they set up a lot of speakers. They do a fashion show. They cover every aspect of hemp at some point or another with a presentation. A lot of the vendors are CBD related, but there's all products in there, fiber, protein, and some other stuff. And so, if you have a reason to head to Tennessee. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time I've sang during this, if you're really paying attention. I've provided some background music. But anyway, if you're in the Tennessee area, Franklin, Tennessee, we got the annual Southern Hemp Expo going on September 6th and 7th. I think that's about it for me and what I have. Like or don't know, hemptations.com. The first page of events are events that we are tied to directly, the store, whatnot, me, possibly. The second page has the events that I talk about on the High Noon Hemp Show. So you can go there. Anything that I've talked about today, within the next day or two, I try to have it updated as to what's going on. As always, you can become a Jedi Hemp channel viewer on YouTube, where all the episodes are eventually posted, including this one, as soon as whenever.
Indeed.
You can follow us on Twitter, of course, and all that other good stuff. We are here every week. This is the 38th episode total of the High Noon Hemp Show. So, we also try to take a question. See, we are in season 4. We try to take a question. We haven't had too many questions recently, but if you have any questions, you can email me at hemp@yahoo. You can do that. You can email me through the website, even on one of the pages. There's a little box thing. Email, or you can contact, message me on through the Hemptations Beach page, any questions. I am happy to try to answer all questions about industrial hemp, cannabis, life, the universe, everything. That's 42, by the way. That's an easy answer. So that being said, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
See you all next week.